What's up? PC Monk here with another ongoing video. How you guys doing? You guys doing alright? Alright, so let's just jump into this. I forgot to turn the lighting on, by the way, so you guys, see my face as the one and only. You guys doing alright? Okay. So let's talk about BTC. We've been coming down. The last video I sent, I was talking about either we're gonna go to that $112,000 for a liquidity grab, or we're gonna continue down to 96,000. Once you lose that 96,000, it's over. Over. Guess what? We lost it. But then we came back up. So right now, if we hold this range, okay, it's from 94,884 to 95,633. If we hold this range, we'll come higher, then this would be in play, this. But well, obviously it's not this anymore, right? It's different, right? Well, I can move it. I want to move it. Okay. So what are you looking at? Basically, is something like this. Uh, so I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna draw a new one. Okay. So what happened is right here, you made your low. Okay. So this is basically what you're looking on the 4 hour, right? You made a swing here, you made your low, you came back to it, you held, but then you could have really hold it because it went lower. You did a liquidity graph. You could even see a W pattern here on a 1 hour, right? Even on the 4 hour, you could see here. Now it's either this, but on the 4 hour, it should be this, right? On a 4 hour, it should be this. So here's what we're gonna do. To understand this correctly, we're gonna change this to 1 hour volume imbalance because it is a 1 hour. Over the 4 hour, you need to come above here, right? Basically hold in this range over the 4 hour. So, but step by step, in my opinion, right? So first you get your 1 hour intact, and then you get your 4 hour intact. It's gonna be this. My mouse kind of broke. Sometimes it just clicks 2 times. Anyway, so yeah. So these are the two ranges. Now let's go 1 hour one more time. Right there. We are trying to hold it right now. If you get rejected around here, then you're done. The next, if you hold here, in my opinion, what you're gonna do is you're gonna come up, probably around this 4 hour line. Then you need to hold this range that we drew and then push it higher. Obviously, the liquidity and the velocity could come and we push it higher. Anyway, we hold above that 97,748. You Gucci. You Gucci again. If you don't do that, you're not. Or anything could be just a downfall immediately. But towards the downside, we talked about it. If you lose this navy blue range, right? We're gonna come to $88,000. Now, what I want to mention before I actually switch this chart is there's a lot of fear in crypto right now. So usually when shit hit the fan is when the big players are buying, right? Is when the big players are buying is when um you see some movement because the retailers are not involved anymore. They're scared. They don't want it. They think it's gonna crash. So they'll be like, you know what? I don't want it. And when there's not much liquidity, then they push it to get more fresh liquidity. Just a little bit of push would do to get people to get hyped again. Especially if you go above $100,000, people are gonna get hyped again. But the $96,000 is gone, right? So that in mind, let's now talk about. Hopefully, I'm not gonna show you guys something that I don't want to. Okay, good. I did want to share the coin glass. Okay, so this is 15 minutes, by the way. You can see towards the downside around 90,000, 88,000. Huge, huge amount ready to be triggered, right? Same towards upside, but not close to the range, right? We're talking about above $100,000. That's where a little bit more liquidity ready to be extracted from the market, right? Right around $106,000. Now we could just take a look at how much it's worth in a lower time frame. This 15 minutes, okay, all the way to where the current price is. 300. I can't say it's a lot. I can't say it's a lot. Now let's just take a look at the amount that we're about to buy. If if it continues to come down. 356. So the 356 is way more closer to the current price than that $300,000, 300 million towards upside, right? But both could happen. And for now, I would say we did a liquidity grab until we lose it again. But it's slowly building up. Now, today, okay, it's Tuesday, right? I'm sorry, today is Monday, not Tuesday. So we could have a fake move today, and then another move comes in tomorrow, which is completely different, right? Now this is 15 minutes. Let's take a look at 4 hour, 4 hour, 1 hour, both will do. But we'll just take a look at this. All right, there you go. It took it for a second to load it. Holy shit. All right, 94,300. We have 40 million. 40 million. Do you guys see it? No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Hold on, right there. That's 40 million. Let me just fix the picture. All right, beautiful, beautiful. So you can see that 40 million dollar. Well, something just happened. A lot went to 94,800 from here. This was a little bit bigger, but now the 40 million is there, and then there's 189 million just came in. Just came in, guys. At 94,800, a little bit below the current price. But overall, let's see how much sell and how much buy we have. So around $88,000, that big range that we have on the daily, right? It's again the same, 356, right? But you can see over a longer time period, which is like 4 hour time frame, there's nothing around here. Let me just remember, nothing close to the person. We have to get to that $106,000. It's been a while we didn't get a short squeeze, right? I'm not saying we could, but we could. All right, so that's for the short squeeze and the large orders. Let's talk about liquidations. So liquidations, same shit. We do have liquidations towards the downside, but the most amount of liquidation is towards upside. So you want to actually push it a little bit higher, grab those liquidations, and as you're grabbing those liquidations, you're obviously doing what? You might be shorting, or you might be taking TP from your longs. Both would be possible. Depends on how the market maker wants to hedge there. And what is the goal of the push? Is it to take profit, or is it to open short and continue lower, right? But there are some clusters to be grabbed. 122 million at what's the price? $97,000. At 97,500 and 1,841 million. So it's a big chunk. It's a big chunk around here. If we just come to the chart, that's a big chunk around here, right? Around this. So that's why if you hold this, then you not only gonna grab those, you're gonna continue higher, right? It is like two-step scenario. But in my opinion, the important place to hold is this parallel channel, the one with the pink line, $96,000. This one, right? Now back to the liquidation. This is 3 days liquidation. Now you could again see the 3 day liquidation, 130 million towards the upside, $97,000. That $97,000 is could be a potential uh, liquidation grab. So right here on one day, so at $97,000, only Binance will get a 300 million in liquidation. And you could see there's a Wick up there too, right? Now, if three exchanges cumulatively, all right, around a billion will be liquidated. It's worth going there if they want to. But if they get denied, then we're not going there. All right. What else we have? We've talked about this. We talked about the liquidations. So, about the news on Monday, we don't have much important news. Tuesday, you can see this is Wednesday, November. This is gonna be the documentation of the previous FOMC, so nothing really important. Thursday, however, and Friday, yeah, and Friday. So the US is not is open now, all right? The federal is open. The U.S. is not in a shutdown mode anymore. That's good. That's good. So we talked about that. Now we want to talk about a little bit of news here. So yeah, crypto market slips into extreme fear after Bitcoin fails to hold $100,000. Yes, I think we are at 15. Fear and greed index is at 15. All right. Now you can see everywhere is like bearish. Oh, Bitcoin fall, Bitcoin fall. So that's where you might see a difference in price. Now everybody probably shorting, right? So let's take a look at Coinpedia has been sending all these, you know, Solana price prediction. They send it every week. Well, if you send a prediction for 2026, why are you sending it every week, bro? It's different anyway. Anyway, let's talk about BlackRock for a second here. So BlackRock been selling. They've been selling. At the peak, this was sitting at $117 billion. All right, and they've been just de-risking. They've been just de-risking still. You can see the outflow is big, right? The outflows are big. 3 days ago, 3 days ago, 3 days ago, 3 days ago. So with that being said, guys, it just shows that we're still in the downtrend. Even if anything happens, could be in a small amount, short amount, and then we'll continue down. All right. So let's talk about USDT. This is what I mean. That it could be a short push up because USDT just grabbed the highs and now it's doing this. Right there. I mean, this is a 1 hour time frame move, but it could happen. It could happen. It could happen. Let's take a look at it on a 4 hour, however, or let me just go on the daily. We are above a daily on USD dominance right here, right? So if this continues, then you're talking about the highs, or you're talking about 6.20. You're talking about weekly high. And obviously, when you get around here, nobody's stopping you to actually make a high towards this volume imbalance on USDT dominance, right there, right there. So it's very simple. If we're just gonna do it on USDT, okay. Let me just remove all this unnecessary information. This is what we're gonna say. If you get rejected, right, you're probably gonna come down either to 5.4%, or you might hold here at 5.59%. But this is daily. All right, I don't want to do it daily because daily could take time. Now, right here is completely possible. Then you're gonna do an invalidation. You're gonna get invalidated and then you continue down. But this is coming. I think BTC's gotta clear that 97,000 for sure, for sure. Even maybe before I upload this. So that's my 4 hour time frame play for USDT dominance. Let's take a look at gold quickly and then I'll call it. So gold did hit around this liquidity, subside liquidity volume imbalance that we had. It couldn't hold it to continue down. So what happened is we lost that and we went below this daily, which is 4,131. Okay. So now what do we need to do? Is basically wait to see if I'm trying to remove a line, but it's not working. All right, so this is the Fibonacci retracement, as you guys can see. All right, now around here, there's a 4 hour level that's coming from there. If we hold this, which is 4,066, then there's another chance to go above the golden pocket and basically try the top of this volume imbalance. All right, this is a volume. I think it's a red. It is a red vector. So we're gonna try the top. Okay, if it doesn't hold, meaning if you get rejected from the daily, all right, this will continue down probably to 4,010. And if you don't hold this, then you're gonna come lower, even lower to basically 3958. All right, so it's either 4,000 or 39. This Fibonacci retracement 0.0957, which is actually a good one. With that being said, guys, we did even cover the gold a little bit, right? With that being said, if I just want to conclude on my BTC, you might you might do a liquidity grab on 97,000, then come back down. If you hold the parallel channel to continue higher, that is a potential as well. We'll see what happens. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, stay green. I think we might have a short squeeze. I'm still waiting for that, but well, till tomorrow. Peace out.